Entrepreneurs, we're still talking money management. You went into business to make money. And one of the things you have to know when it comes to money management is that you got to understand your financial patterns. We all have them. Just like the calendar year goes from January to December, and we know what to expect when. We know January is full of excitement, the new year, new goals, objectives that we say we're going to accomplish and everything. February goes and it's the shortest month and it's full of love as well as black history and stuff like. So just like the calendar has a set pattern of events that breeds emotions for us, financially we are the same way. And our financial patterns is based on our money. When you bring in the most revenue, whether it be on a personal level or on a business level, you have to know what you're doing on a personal level before. It's good to know, I should say it that way, it's good to know on a personal level before you go into business. It helps you to identify the times when you're most vulnerable, the times when you're most apt to make mistakes or to be too cautious or to be too loose with the money. There are times where we have more, and when we have more, we're more loose, and we always think it's going to continue the flow. And right after that, there's always that pattern that comes in where the money tightens up. And we always say the same thing: I didn't see that coming. Now, the only way you can identify financial patterns is through bookkeeping. Bookkeeping gives you a picture. It paints a picture. You're recording the actual financial data in real time. You're showing exactly what you make. You're producing an income and expense statement, and then you get to evaluate it. You get to see what type of expenses you have, the fixed expenses versus the variable expenses, and where you can make adjustments and how much you're spending. One of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs always find remarkable is how much they actually spend on eating out. That is always the category that most people are shocked about, because they do not realize how much they spend in meals and entertainment. Now, in a lot of the seminars, when everybody was getting people excited about turning yourself into an LLC and becoming an LLC, they tell you and they sell it to you by telling you what you can write off. So, yeah, you can write the expenses off, but does that help you save money? That's not the same thing. Writing it off is like, okay, I made that expense and now I don't have to pay it, I can write it off and reduce my taxes. But we're talking every day right now. How does that help increase your monthly income? It doesn't. And so you've got to be able to draw the connection between what is profitable and what is something that's not profitable, but it is helpful in business. Those are two different things. You go into business to be profitable. And as you become profitable, then you start being strategic about where and how and avoiding and delaying tax payments. That's different. And most people never get to that point because they're too busy spending, and so there's no need for tax cuts because you're not making any money. See how that works? And people promote and hype you up on certain things that you may not even ever get to experience. And my goal, my job as your bookkeeper, is to make sure you make enough money, because we're going to look at it strategically and see where you can improve your finances, where you can increase your finances, where you how you can strategically disperse your money rather than just spending it. There is a difference. When you are handling your money personally, you just go spend it. You're spending, you're hanging out, you're not expecting anything to come back. As an entrepreneur, you are dispersing funds, and your biggest thing is investing. If you're spending money, it's an investment because you expect something to come back. If you're advertising, you expect something to come back in dollars because of that advertising. If you're buying equipment, that equipment is going to make you do the business better. If you're hiring people, those people are going to extend what you can do because they're going to take pressure off. When you add on a team, a bookkeeping team in a company, then it also gives you a bigger reach, a greater reach, broader team, but with the less money until you get to the point where you can afford to have your own team. See, that's the benefit of a bookkeeper, a business coach, a business strategist. And that's the benefits of bookkeeping. Bookkeeping helps you to identify financial patterns that you would never ever notice. And yes, those patterns are crucial because when you do not recognize your patterns, you'll find yourself doing the wrong thing at the wrong time, or the right thing at the wrong time, or the wrong thing at the right time. Sounds crazy, but it's not. Let me give you an example. When you don't know your financial pattern, you may go in investing. That investment is not going to come back for a few months. But because you thought you had more money, not realizing that right after this period, the next period, last year was a drought, and it's the same way this year. When people say, I didn't see that coming, I automatically know that you did not have a forecast, you did not have a budget, you did not have bookkeeping, because it helps you to identify the lulls in business. Everybody in business has times where they make the most money and times where they make the least amount. And when you identify those, you can prepare for it. That's why bookkeeping is essential. You're talking about real-time data at the right time where you can actually make decisions. Most people view their bookkeeping and get ready for taxes at the end of the year when it's too late for you to change anything. If you went all year and you barely made any money, it's too late at the end of the year. There's nothing you can change. But when you do bookkeeping regularly, when you do it proactively, you have an opportunity to improve and to grow your business. It's been your girl, the Queen Bee. Bookkeeping is the key. Make sure you watch. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Drop something in the comments if this video helped you out.